In the heart of Egypt, under a sun that beat down like a hammer, a cry rose from the dust. It was the roar of a people in bondage, a sound that tore through the silence of the heavens. For 400 years, the children of Israel had labored under the Pharaoh's lash, their hopes crushed beneath the weight of stone and sand. But their suffering had not gone unheard. Far away, on the slopes of Mount Horeb, a man named Moses, a shepherd in exile, saw a sight that would change the course of history. A bush burned with a fire of blue and gold, yet it was not consumed. From its heart, a voice called him. Trembling, Moses answered, "Here I am." But doubt filled him. "I am slow of speech, Lord. They will not believe a banished shepherd." The voice replied with a question that echoed with divine power. "Who made man's mouth? Go, and I will be with your mouth." Armed with a divine mission, Moses and his brother Aaron stood before the most powerful man on earth. In Pharaoh's vast throne room, where every footstep echoed with defiance, they presented their demand, "Let my people go." As a sign, Aaron threw down his staff, and it became a serpent. Pharaoh laughed, a cold, dismissive sound. His court magicians, with snickers and whispered incantations, mimicked the feat, but their victory was short-lived. Aaron's serpent lunged, devouring the others in a flash. For a moment, Pharaoh stiffened, his iron gaze flickering. But his heart hardened like stone. "Double their labor," he commanded. "Let them make bricks without straw." The clash of wills had begun. Moses went to the lifeblood of Egypt, the Nile River. As Pharaoh arrived for his morning rituals, Aaron struck the water with his staff. Instantly, a dark red wave spread like an infection. The sacred river turned to blood. Washerwomen screamed as the stench of rot filled the air. Moses' voice cut through the chaos. "The Nile is your god, Pharaoh? Behold how it dies before mine." Yet, Pharaoh's heart remained unchanged. Next came a silent, creeping invasion. That night, as Pharaoh retired to his bedchamber, the silence was broken by the sound of thousands of tiny hops. He threw back his sheets, and dozens of frogs leaped out. He stood, and the very floor seemed to crawl beneath his feet, a swarming carpet of gnats. Suffocating, he cried out, "Make them stop. I will let you go." But as soon as the sun rose and the plague ceased, relief turned to arrogance. "The danger has passed," he smiled. "Return to your work." God then drew an invisible line in the sand. A thick, black cloud of flies smothered Egypt, a suffocating blanket of buzzing torment. But across the border in the land of Goshen, where the Israelites lived, the air was clear and bathed in pure light. Then, a pestilence swept through the land. Pharaoh's prized war horses collapsed in the royal stables. His cattle died in the fields. A terrified counselor warned him, "Majesty, this is the finger of God. Our livestock die, while theirs thrive." But Pharaoh, defiant, declared, "I am the son of the sun. I do not fear the dust." The sky itself became a weapon. Moses threw soot into the air, and a plague of festering boils erupted on the skin of every Egyptian. They writhed in agony, their flesh a canvas of divine judgment. Then came the hail. The sky turned ink black, split by purple lightning. Blocks of ice, mingled with fire, rained down, shattering everything they touched. Huddled under a canopy, Pharaoh finally broke. "I have sinned this time," he cried. "Pray that the thunder stops." Moses looked at him, his expression filled with a sad certainty. "I will pray," he said, "but I know you do not yet fear the Lord." An east wind began to blow, carrying with it a deafening hum that grew into a roar. A living, moving wall of locusts descended upon Egypt, devouring every green thing in its path. A lush fruit tree was stripped to a wooden skeleton in seconds. The land, once a garden, became a wasteland. In desperation, Pharaoh begged, "Forgive me only this once." But Moses' reply was stern. "You do not play with God, Pharaoh. You play with the lives of your people." Then came a darkness that could be felt. For 3 days, a thick, impenetrable blackness covered Egypt. No torch could be lit, no candle could pierce the gloom. In the suffocating silence of his palace, only Pharaoh's heavy, panicked breathing could be heard. He called out into the void, "Moses, are you there? Leave with your people, but leave your livestock." From the darkness, Moses' voice returned, resolute, "Not a hoof shall be left behind. We know not what the Lord will require of us." Enraged, Pharaoh screamed, "Get away from me. If I see your face again, you shall die." Moses' final words were a chilling prophecy. "You have spoken well. I will never see your face again." One final, terrible judgment was to fall: the night of passage. In the homes of the Israelites, a lamb was sacrificed, its blood painted on the doorposts as a sign of faith. Inside, families ate a hasty meal in prayerful calm. But in the homes of the Egyptians, a deathly silence reigned, soon to be shattered by a piercing cry. A wail that began in the palace and spread like a contagion through every street and every house. Pharaoh, the divine king, the son of Ra, cradled his own firstborn son, lifeless. His eyes, once burning with pride, were now hollow voids of grief. His pride was not just humbled, it was shattered. Broken, he summoned Moses and Aaron. "Rise up," he whispered, his voice raspy with sorrow. "Get out from among my people. Go, and bless me also." At dawn, the gates of Egypt opened. An immense column of people, animals, and wagons streamed out into the desert. The sound of chains being dropped in the sand was the first note in a new song of freedom. Cries echoed through the ranks, "We are free. The Lord has set us free." At their head walked Moses, carrying the ancient bones of their ancestor Joseph, fulfilling a promise made centuries before. "Do not look back," he urged them. "Look toward the promise." But freedom was not yet won. Back in his empty palace, Pharaoh's grief curdled into rage. Staring at his silent workshops and empty construction sites, he roared, "What have we done? Why did we let them go? Prepare my chariot, every chariot in Egypt. I will bring them back in blood." The Israelites found themselves trapped. Before them, the raging waters of the Red Sea. Behind them, a rising cloud of dust that signaled the approach of 600 of Egypt's finest war chariots. Panic seized the people. "Were there not enough graves in Egypt that you brought us here to die?" They cried to Moses. But Moses stood firm against the tide of fear. "The Lord will fight for you," he declared, his voice ringing with unshakable faith. "You need only to be still." As night fell, Moses lifted his staff over the sea. A violent east wind began to howl, pushing back the water, carving a dry path through the deep. The sea rose up on either side, two towering walls of crystal under the moonlight. In sacred silence, the nation of Israel crossed on dry ground, walking a path no man had ever walked before. The Egyptians, blinded by their fury, charged after them. But their chariot wheels, the very instruments of their power, became clogged in the muddy seabed. Above them, the walls of water began to waver. Moses lifted his staff one last time. With a thunderous roar, the sea collapsed. The walls of water crashed down, swallowing the Egyptian army in a churning vortex. Then, silence. A profound silence, broken only by the gentle lapping of waves on the shore. As the sun rose on a new day, the Israelites stood safe on the opposite shore. A new era had begun. Moses' sister, Miriam, took up her tambourine. "Sing to the Lord," she cried, and a song of triumph rose from a million throats. Moses looked out at the horizon, toward the wilderness and the mountain of God that lay ahead. "In your unfailing love," he said, "you will lead the people you have redeemed." The camera rises, showing the multitude, a nation born in a single night, marching forward. Not back to bondage, but onward, into the promise of freedom. Thank you for watching this incredible story of faith and liberation. If this moved you, please like, share, and subscribe for more epic tales from history. Until next time, stay curious.